The conflict in Ukraine continues to grind on, with Russia now focusing its efforts on establishing a buffer zone within the Sumy region, a directive personally overseen by President Vladimir Putin. This strategic objective, aimed at securing Russia's border and potentially drawing Ukrainian forces away from other critical areas, is reportedly being spearheaded by Major General Abdi Alaudinov, a decorated hero of Russia and commander of the Chechen Akhmat Special Forces. Alaudinov, in a recent assertive interview, painted a picture of relentless Russian advancement and a Ukrainian defense teetering on the brink of collapse. But how accurate are these claims, and what do they reveal about Russia's evolving strategy and its perception of Western support for Ukraine? Alaudinov's statements were brimming with confidence. He declared that Russian forces are capturing new settlements daily, asserting that Ukrainian troops are cracking under pressure on all fronts. He went on to claim that vast swaths of territory, hundreds of square kilometers, have been reclaimed, even mentioning areas within Russia's own Kursk region. "Our units are advancing on all fronts," he proclaimed. "At this pace, the enemy is in a very difficult situation, facing serious problems everywhere. I believe they will collapse if we keep up this pressure." This aggressive rhetoric is designed to project strength and demoralize the opposition. However, independent verification of these territorial gains remains crucial. While reports from the front lines often paint a grim picture for Ukraine, particularly regarding ammunition and manpower shortages, these claims should be viewed with a degree of skepticism. War reporting is notoriously difficult, and both sides engage in information warfare to bolster morale and influence public opinion. It's important to note that Russia has launched cross-border raids into the Sumy and Kharkiv regions before, allegedly to target military infrastructure and disrupt Ukrainian supply lines. Alaudinov also addressed the capture of at least 2 American-made Abrams tanks in the Sumy region. Instead of celebrating a significant tactical victory, he downplayed their significance, branding them as outdated and irrelevant. This dismissal is part of a broader narrative Russia promotes. The claim that Western military aid to Ukraine is merely a means of offloading obsolete equipment and indebting the country. The Abrams, Alaudinov stated, "These are 50-year-old machines supplied at exorbitant costs. They don't represent anything extraordinary." He went on to accuse Western nations of pushing Ukraine into debt with these supposed hand-me-downs. This perspective ignores the potential psychological impact of these modern weapons and the fact that military aid packages often include ammunition, logistic support, and advanced training. While the Abrams tanks are indeed older models, they still possess advanced sensors, armor, and firepower that can pose a significant threat on the battlefield. The fact that Russia dedicated resources to capturing these tanks rather than simply destroying them suggests that they, too, recognize their potential value for examination and propaganda purposes. Furthermore, Western support, even if it includes older platforms, may still be essential to filling critical gaps in Ukrainian defense capabilities. Alaudinov also took aim at Western media and NATO, dismissing concerns about seasonal combat obstacles like rain and mud. He mocked NATO for focusing on weather forecasts instead of actual warfare. If NATO stops playing weatherman and focuses on actual warfare, maybe their forecasts would matter, he scoffed. "We've proven to the world that nothing stops us: rain, mud, snow. Russia is a country loved and protected by God. All of it, our sun, our winter, it helps us." This statement speaks to a cultural narrative of Russian resilience and unwavering determination, often emphasizing the general winter trope, the idea that Russia's harsh climate has historically been a strategic advantage. While weather certainly plays a role in military operations, Alaudinov's comments seem designed to portray Russia as impervious to the challenges that might hinder other armies. Perhaps the most insightful part of Alaudinov's interview was his discussion of Russia's evolving battlefield tactics. He claimed that modern Russian forces are moving away from outdated Soviet-era strategies of directly storming cities. Instead, they are now prioritizing encirclement, cutting supply lines, and waiting for Ukrainian troops to abandon their positions. "We're not fighting like it's the Great Patriotic War," he explained. "We don't need to storm every city. We just need to encircle them. Once the enemy loses the ability to fight, to evacuate the wounded, or to bring in food, they abandon their posts. We saw this in Soledar." This shift towards a more patient, attrition-based approach suggests a recognition of the high cost of direct urban assaults. Encirclement tactics, while potentially slower, can be more effective in weakening enemy forces and minimizing casualties. This strategy also aligns with Russia's apparent goal of degrading Ukraine's military capabilities over time. Alaudanov also highlighted Russia's increasing reliance on fiber-optic guided FPV, first-person view drones, claiming they are enabling deep strikes near the Sunumi region. "Our FPV drones are reaching targets near Sunumi using fiber-optic guidance," he stated. "This is modern warfare. We focus on outmaneuvering the enemy, encircling, not storming cities. That's how we fight." The increasing use of FPV drones represents a significant evolution in battlefield technology. These relatively inexpensive and versatile drones can be used for reconnaissance, targeting, and even direct attacks on enemy positions and vehicles. The fiber optic guidance is notable, potentially offering enhanced control and resistance to jamming compared to traditional radio-controlled systems. Ukraine is also deploying drones on the battlefield. Superior drone technology could grant a significant advantage, allowing for more precise and effective strikes. Overall, Alaudinov's statements paint a picture of a confident, adaptable, and relentless Russian military. He portrays Ukraine's defense as overstretched, NATO as ineffectual, and Western support as hollow. In his narrative, Russia's advance is unstoppable, driven by strategic adaptation, technological innovation, and a deep-rooted national resilience. While Alaudinov's assertions are compelling, it's essential to consider alternative perspectives. Ukrainian officials and Western analysts often present a very different picture, highlighting Russia's own heavy losses, logistical challenges, and the continued resilience of Ukrainian forces. Claims of territorial gains and Ukrainian collapse should be treated with caution, awaiting independent verification. The effectiveness of Western military aid, while perhaps not a silver bullet, should not be dismissed outright. The conflict in Ukraine remains a complex and dynamic situation, and a balanced understanding requires considering all available information and perspectives. It's not possible to get hard data facts in a war like this. It's necessary to analyze the situation from different perspectives. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon for more. Thank you.